Can we have a moment for Thomas Massie losing his primary race in Kentucky in the United States?
Let's talk about it!
Let's talk about it. Hello everyone, welcome to Can We Have a Moment? I am your host Adam Carroll, and today we're talking about Thomas Massie. We're talking about Thomas Massie. If you don't know who Thomas Massie is, he's in the news a lot today because he just lost his primary race for Kentucky. Eat your food. I will call her. Eugene, I'll call her. You probably can't even see him, but that did make him eat his food. So yeah, he just lost his primary race in Kentucky against Ed Gallrein. Ed Gallrein was a Trump-backed Maga candidate. Thomas Massie is also a Republican. This was Republican on Republican. Thomas Massie, to me, would motorboat Trump in a second. Let's be real. Like, he voted, I think he says it in one of the clips I got prepared here for you today. He said he voted with Trump, I believe, 91% of the time. But the things he didn't vote with Trump on have to do with pedophilia and have to do with nonstop wars and destroying the country. So I'm going to actually just, right off the bat, let's play that clip of him. I don't know why Lauren Boebert or Laura Loomer is splashed across the screen here, her name, but whatever.
So, Congressman, in the last 2 weeks, you repeated AOC's talking points on Venezuela, and Jasmine Crockett has retweeted you. When will you change your party affiliation to Democrat?
I thought you knew. I vote with Republicans 91% of the time. And the 9% I don't, they're taken up for pedophiles, starting another war, or bankrupting our country.
So to me, what does it say that he just lost? What does it say that a guy who stood up against pedophilia in the Republican Party just lost his primary against a MAGA-backed candidate, a Trump-backed candidate, who, you know, is going to bend over backwards on Trump? It just seems to me that the Republican Party, the Republican base, if you're still calling yourself a fucking Republican at this point, you're a pedophile protector. That is what the Republican Party stands for. They stand for protecting pedophiles and nonstop wars. That is the Republican Party. And the fact that whoever did this interview with him was like, "Oh, you're saying AOC talking points. Oh my good, you retweeted Jasmine Crockett." Okay, about like stopping pedophiles from molesting children, and how about, you know, stopping the slaughter of innocent people in Gaza? Like, what are you talking about? Full-on insanity. Here is a clip of his concession speech. I got a couple of these.
All right. Listen, I would have come out sooner, but I had to call my opponent and concede, and it took a while to find Ed Gallrein in Tel Aviv. I did get the call through, though. I have called and conceded the race. We've been honorable the whole time, and we're going to stay that way.
Okay, so if you don't get it, AIPAC spent $9 million to take out Thomas Massie. They spent $9 million in support of Ed Gallrein. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I just don't also really care. Trump mega donors also spent $7 million to get Massie out of the race. Bernie Sanders also says it was the most ever spent on a House primary race, all because he defied Trump on Gaza and Epstein. No, billionaire super PAC should not buy our elections. One person, one vote. Abso-fucking-lutely, Bernie fucking Sanders. And again, all it means for the Republican Party, and like a lot of people are saying, like, oh, this is the mega base. This is the mega base. Fuck that. Fuck the mega base. This is what the Republican Party stands for, and they're gonna have a really hard time. Well, probably not actually. I was gonna say they're gonna have a really hard time erasing this part of their fucking history in the next like 10 years when Donald Trump dies and we actually do start to move forward away from this. But Democrats, if corporate Democrats have their way, we'll just go back to the Obama years. We'll go back to the George Bush years where, you know, we're all just taking fucking money. They're all just taking money and getting super fucking rich. Let's be real here. Those are the days that they actually just want to go back to. They don't actually want to get rid of Citizens United. The Democrats make too much money off Citizens United, so they're making the same money that Republicans are made. You have to vote people who want to get rid of this shit. Let's look at another. This is another clip from his concession speech. Here we go.
We need basic decency. That's what the Epstein Files Transparency Act was all about. By the way, today is the 6-month anniversary of the Epstein Files Transparency Act. We've taken out 24 CEOs, an ambassador, a prince, a prime minister, a minister of culture, and that was just 6 months. I got 7 months left in Congress.
The thing that really bothers me about Thomas Massie, dude, we already knew all this. We already knew that Donald Trump was gonna be in the Epstein files. Epstein was his fucking best friend, and they were best friends for fucking years. Did you never hear any of the shit he said about women? Did you never hear any of the shit he ever said about women? Like, none of this is surprise. None of it's surprise. You want to talk about basic decency? You voted for Donald Trump. The guy who made fun of veterans, the guy who made fun of the disabled, the guy who said that Mexicans were rapists and drug dealers and all that shit. But, okay, now we want to talk about basic decency. Okay, buddy. Okay. The crowd at one point also fucking chants for him to run for president in 2028. That'll be interesting. Here is another clip from his concession speech.
Never did it. We ran a clean race. Hey. And by the way, after 18 months of a blackout of not letting me on Fox, they finally let me on Fox today, 4 hours into the election. Hey, their slop is selling, so they'll keep selling it. But listen, I got to watch Fox also for the first time in 18 months.
The fact that you're not watching the news, the same news that your supporters get, I don't know why I did that, that your supporters get, that's troubling to me. That's fucking troubling to me. And let's also be real. The big reason as to why people like this are able to get where they are, Ed Gallrein, fucking people same. Even though Thomas Massie was right on like 2 things, doesn't make him a fucking savior, and it doesn't mean that Democrats need to go and give this man fucking blowjobs every 2 minutes. Yeah. I feel like I was saying a point, and I have forgotten the point, so we're just going to go to the next clip. Here's fucking Scott Jennings on CNN talking about it. Let's dive into this.
You raised a good question about the people who voted for Trump. As a voter in this district, let me stand up for my people. These people voted for Donald Trump. They also voted for Massie on the expectation that he would help Donald Trump enact his agenda. He stopped doing that, and it's pretty simple. They decided to get a congressman who will help him enact that agenda. It's easy to overanalyze this. The bottom line is they love Trump. They love his agenda. Tax cuts, border security, you name it. Massie got off that team, and they wanted to put someone on the team who would help the president. It's pretty simple.
The Republican Party loves Trump. That is absolutely accurate. That is like the truest fucking thing Scott Jennings ever fucking said. But to say that Thomas Massie stopped delivering on Trump's agenda, whatever the fuck Trump's agenda is, just taking over the country, I guess, and becoming a dictator, or protecting pedophiles and sexual assault and the victims of Epstein, which to Trump is just all his rich friends. Thomas Massie, Thomas Massie literally supported Donald Trump in everything except for Epstein and Gaza. And to say that he stopped helping to implement Trump's agenda. What agenda? Protecting pedophiles? Scott Jennings, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And like, he definitely thought this was like a home run. Like, that's why I say that the Republican Party now only cares about protecting pedophiles and nonstop wars. And I am talking about the Republican fucking base, the Republican voters. That's what this race proved to me. That they, and like, maybe you can tie this back to Fox News, maybe you can tie this back to News Nation. These are all fucking corrupt propaganda news stations, and they are just, like Thomas Massie said in the previous clip, they sell slop, and people fucking buy it. They fucking lather themselves in that shit. Y'all, Thomas Massie, you lost, buddy. You lost. The leopards came to eat your face, I guess. It's too bad. It's honestly too bad. The Epstein victims are huge. The Epstein victims lost a good champion here. However, when you lie down with dogs, you get fleas. And Thomas Massie got fleas. I don't know if that analogy really works, but I'm trying to think of something to end this shit. So that's what I'm going with. All right, y'all. Let's keep our eyes on the primaries that are happening in the United States. They're very fucking interesting. I don't know what's going to happen, y'all. If you like this video, please thumbs it up. Make sure you're subscribing. Share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for taking a moment with me today. Live, love, laugh, people. Bye!